The road was dark, stretching endlessly into the unknown. The man driving the car felt a strange chill run down his spine as he noticed the fog thickening around him. His hands tightened on the steering wheel as he glanced at the rearview mirror. For a moment, he thought he saw a shadow flicker in the back seat, but when he turned around, there was nothing there. Brushing off the eerie feeling, he continued driving. Suddenly, the radio, which had been silent, crackled to life. A static-filled voice whispered, "Turn back." His heartbeat quickened. He reached for the dial to turn it off, but the voice grew louder. "Turn back before it's too late." A cold sweat formed on his forehead. He didn't believe in ghosts or supernatural warnings, but something about this night felt wrong. Just as he was about to ignore it and drive on, the headlights caught something on the road ahead. A figure, standing still in the middle of the highway. Slamming on the brakes, the tires screeched as the car came to a stop just inches away. The figure didn't move. It was a woman in a white dress, her long hair covering her face. His hands trembled as he rolled down the window slightly. "Are you okay? Do you need help?" The woman slowly lifted her head. Her hollow, lifeless eyes stared at him. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. The engine sputtered and died. The temperature inside the car dropped drastically. The man's breath came out in visible puffs. His instincts screamed at him to run, but he was frozen in place. Then, without warning, the woman lunged toward the car. The man barely had time to react before the woman's pale, bony hands slammed against the windshield. Her lifeless eyes glowed faintly in the darkness, her lips moving as if whispering something he couldn't hear. His pulse pounded in his ears. Panic surged through him as he fumbled for the keys, desperately trying to restart the car. The engine refused to turn over. The woman's fingers slowly dragged down the glass, leaving behind streaks of mist. And then, she disappeared. The night fell into eerie silence. The man sat frozen, his breath ragged. He glanced at the road ahead. Nothing. Had he imagined it? Just as he exhaled in relief, a whisper brushed against his ear from the back seat. "You're too late." A sharp chill ran down his spine. His body stiffened. Slowly, terrified of what he might see, he turned his head toward the rearview mirror. A decayed face stared back at him, hollow eyes, cracked lips, and a sinister, knowing smile. The man screamed. The car suddenly roared to life on its own. The headlights flickered, and the speedometer shot up as if the vehicle had a mind of its own. The car surged forward at an impossible speed. The man struggled to regain control, gripping the wheel with all his strength. The road twisted and turned, but the car wouldn't slow down. The shadowy figure in the back seat whispered continuously, a chilling lullaby of death. Up ahead, the road ended in a deep ravine. His heart slammed against his ribs. "No! No!" He yanked the wheel desperately. The car skidded, tires screeching. The metal barrier on the roadside bent under the force as the car crashed through it, plunging into the darkness below. Everything went black. The next morning, a truck driver spotted the wreckage at the bottom of the ravine. The car was destroyed beyond recognition, its body twisted, glass shattered. But strangely, there was no sign of the driver. No blood. No body. Authorities searched the area but found nothing. The car's registration led them to a man who had gone missing a year ago, under mysterious circumstances. As the police were about to close the case, one officer noticed something in the back seat. An old, tattered white dress. The same night, a lone traveler drove down that cursed highway, and from the fog, A woman in a white dress stepped onto the road, waiting.